Ambassador Lisa Morgan stood by the large window of the United Earth Government building in Geneva. Below her, the city looked peaceful in the morning light. She held a cup of coffee in her hands, enjoying the quiet moment. It was the last peaceful moment she would have for a long time. "Ambassador Morgan, we need you in the Situation Room now." General Jake Turner's voice was serious as he appeared at her office door. Lisa turned around, noticing the worry on his face. "What's happening, Jake?" "We have visitors. Big ones." Lisa followed Jake through the hallways. People were running everywhere. Something major was happening. They entered the Situation Room, where screens covered every wall. In the center, a huge hologram showed Earth from space. And there, hanging above the planet, was a ship unlike anything humans had ever built. The alien vessel was enormous, easily 5 kilometers long. It looked like a giant crystal floating in space. Lights pulsed along its surface in patterns that seemed almost alive. "How long has it been there?" Lisa asked, her diplomatic training kicking in. 30 minutes, replied Dr. Henry Webb, the lead scientist. It appeared out of nowhere. No warning, no approach detected. One moment empty space, the next moment, that. President Elena Rodriguez appeared on the main screen. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are not alone in the universe. The ship has sent us a message." The room fell silent. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity finally had proof of alien life, and it had come to them. "Play the message," the president ordered. A new image appeared on the screens. The alien was tall, with blue-green skin and large eyes that seemed to hold ancient wisdom. When it spoke, the words were in perfect English. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Counselor Thexel of the Galactic Council. We have watched your species for many cycles. You have reached the point where you must decide your future. The Galactic Council invites humanity to join as a probationary member. You have 7 of your days to respond." The message ended. For a moment, nobody moved. Then everyone started talking at once. "Quiet." President Rodriguez commanded. "We need to think carefully about this. Ambassador Morgan, I want your assessment." Lisa stepped forward. Her mind was racing, but years of diplomatic experience helped her stay calm. "Madam President, this is the opportunity we've dreamed about. First contact with an advanced civilization, an invitation to join something bigger than ourselves. We should accept." General Turner shook his head. "We don't know anything about them. This could be a trap. Or it could be our chance to secure humanity's future," Lisa countered. "They're clearly more advanced than us. If they wanted to harm us, they could have done it already." Dr. Webb added, "The technology needed to appear like that. Without detection, we're looking at a civilization centuries ahead of us." The debate continued for hours. Scientists, military leaders, and diplomats all had different views. Some feared the unknown. Others saw opportunity. Through it all, Lisa argued for acceptance. "We've always wondered if we're alone," she said during a break. "Now we know we're not. This is bigger than any one nation, any one fear. This is about humanity's place in the universe." Finally, after 2 days of discussion, the United Earth Government voted. The decision was close, but in the end, hope won over fear. Humanity would accept the invitation. President Rodriguez made the announcement to the world. "My fellow humans, we stand at a crossroads. We have been invited to join the Galactic Council. We have chosen to accept. This begins a new chapter in human history." The alien ship responded immediately. Another message arrived, this time from multiple aliens of different species. "We welcome Earth's decision. Ambassador, you may select one representative to speak for your world. Choose wisely." All eyes turned to Lisa Morgan. She had argued the strongest for acceptance. She understood the risks and the opportunities. The choice was clear. "I volunteer," Lisa said simply. And so, Ambassador Lisa Morgan became humanity's first voice among the stars. The real journey was about to begin. The shuttle bay of Earth's orbital station was busier than ever. Lisa Morgan stood in her new diplomatic uniform, watching as crew members loaded supplies onto the small transport ship. Behind her, Commander Rita Valdez checked her tablet for the 5th time. "Everything is ready, Ambassador," Rita said. "Medical supplies, food, water, and emergency equipment. We're as prepared as we can be." Lisa nodded, though her stomach was full of butterflies. In less than an hour, she would meet aliens face to face. Real aliens. Not in movies or books, but standing right in front of her. "Remember the protocols," Rita continued. "No sudden movements. Keep your hands visible. Speak slowly and clearly." "I know, Rita. We've practiced this 100 times." The bay doors opened with a soft hiss. Through them walked 3 figures in environmental suits. But these weren't human suits. They were designed for bodies that weren't human at all. The first alien was tall and thin, with long arms that had too many joints. Even through the suit's helmet, Lisa could see compound eyes like an insect's. The second was shorter and wider, moving on what looked like tentacles instead of legs. The third appeared almost human-shaped, but its skin showed through the clear helmet, looking like living crystal. "Greetings, Ambassador Morgan," the insect-like alien said through a translation device. "I am Zixtar, diplomatic liaison for the Galactic Council. These are my colleagues, Velnox and Kretok." Lisa stepped forward, keeping her movements slow and careful. "Welcome to Earth's orbital station. We are honored by your visit." "The honor is mutual," Zixtar replied. "Few species reach the stars on their own. Fewer still do so without destroying themselves first. Humanity has achieved something remarkable." The crystalline being, Velnox, made a sound like wind chimes. The translator converted it to words. "We must discuss protocols for your journey to the council chambers. There are many things you need to know." They moved to a meeting room specially prepared for this moment. The aliens removed their helmets, revealing their true appearances. Lisa tried not to stare, but it was hard. Zixtar's face was fascinating, with eyes that could look in different directions at once. Velnox seemed to be made of living glass, with lights flickering inside. Kretok's tentacles moved constantly, even when the rest of its body was still. First, Zixtar began. "You must understand that the Council includes 47 different species. Each has its own culture, its own way of thinking. What is polite to one may be insulting to another." Lisa took notes as they talked. "No direct eye contact with the Vorthan species. Never touch a Zilani without permission. Don't show your teeth to the Grakmar. They see it as aggression. Your species is unique," Kretok said, its voice sounding like bubbles in water. "Most council members are either warriors or philosophers. Humans appear to be both. This makes you interesting and potentially dangerous," Velnox added. "Some members fear you. They have studied your history. Wars, weapons, violence, but also art, music, compassion. You are contradictions." Rita leaned forward. "Is that why we're only probationary members?" "Partly," Zixtar admitted. "New species always start with probation. But in your case, there is extra caution. You are the first species to develop nuclear weapons before achieving faster-than-light travel. Most destroy themselves at that stage." They talked for hours. Lisa learned about council laws, about the different species, about the political structure of the galaxy. It was overwhelming, but she absorbed everything she could. Finally, Zixtar stood. "It is time. The transport ship waits. Are you ready, Ambassador?" Lisa looked at Rita, who gave her an encouraging nod. She thought of Earth, of all the people counting on her. She thought of the responsibility on her shoulders. Then she straightened her uniform and smiled. "I'm ready. Let's make history." They walked to the alien ship together. As Lisa stepped aboard, she turned for one last look at the station, at Earth beyond it. The next time she saw her planet, everything would be different. Humanity would no longer be alone in the universe. The ship's doors closed with a soft whisper. Their journey to the stars had begun. Lisa gripped her seat as the ship prepared to jump to hyperspace. Around her, the aliens moved calmly, clearly used to this type of travel. For humans, this was completely new territory. First time in hyperspace can be unsettling, Six Star said, noticing her white knuckles. Your species has only traveled at sublight speeds before. What should I expect? Lisa asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Colors that don't exist. Sounds you can see. Time that moves sideways. Don't worry, it passes quickly. The ship hummed with power. Outside the windows, stars began to stretch into long lines. Then reality twisted, and Lisa felt her mind trying to understand things it wasn't designed to see. For a moment that lasted forever and no time at all. She was everywhere and nowhere. Then it was over. She blinked, shaking her head to clear it. Outside, strange stars shone in unfamiliar patterns. Welcome to hyperspace travel, Velnox chimed. You handled it well. Some species vomit on their first jump. Lisa managed a weak smile. Thanks for the warning. How long until we reach the council? 3 days, your time measurement, Kritok answered. Time to learn more about the galaxy you're joining. They led her to a common area where other aliens had gathered. Lisa counted 12 different species, each more strange than the last. Some looked at her with curiosity, others with suspicion. A large bear-like creature with 6 arms approached. So you're the human. I am General Frog of the Ursari. I studied your military history. Impressive and terrifying. Thank you, I think, Lisa replied carefully. Your world wars, Frog continued. Millions dead. Nuclear weapons. Yet you stopped. You united. How? Lisa thought carefully before answering. We learned that our survival depended on cooperation. The choice was simple: work together or die apart. An alien that looked like a floating jellyfish drifted closer. Its voice came from no visible mouth. I am Quen of the Medusari. Your biology fascinates us. You heal from injuries that would kill most species. You can survive in extreme conditions, yet you're so fragile in other ways. What do you mean? Lisa asked. Your emotions, Quen explained. They drive you to great achievements and terrible disasters. Most species have evolved past such volatile feelings. Over the next days, Lisa met more aliens. She learned that humans were unusual in many ways. Their ability to form emotional bonds with other species was rare. Their creativity and problem-solving surprised the logical races. Their physical endurance impressed the warrior cultures. Dr. Paul Chen, the ship's anthropologist, joined many of these discussions. We're finding that humanity fills a unique niche, he told Lisa during a break. We're generalists in a galaxy of specialists. But not all reactions were positive. In the ship's cafeteria, Lisa overheard a conversation between 2 reptilian beings. Humans are dangerous, one hissed. They spread across their planet like a virus. They'll do the same to the galaxy. The council is foolish to invite them, the other agreed. Warriors who pretend to be peaceful. They'll bring chaos. Lisa pretended not to hear, but the words stung. She knew humanity had a dark history, with the galaxy judged them only by their past mistakes. On the 3rd day, Zixtar found her staring out a window at the swirling colors of hyperspace. Troubled thoughts, Ambassador. Some species don't trust us. They might be right. We've done terrible things to each other. Zixtar's compound eyes studied her. Every species has darkness in its past. The Grakmar once enslaved half the galaxy. The Vorthan destroyed their own homeworld. Even we Zithians fought brutal wars. The question is not what you were, but what you choose to become. As he spoke, the ship shuddered. Reality shifted again, and normal space returned. Before them hung a sight that took Lisa's breath away. A massive structure floated in space, bigger than any moon. It was clearly artificial, yet seemed to have grown rather than been built. Cities of light covered its surface, and thousands of ships moved around it like insects around a hive. Behold, Zixtar announced. Nexus Prime, the heart of the Galactic Council. Your new home away from home, Ambassador Morgan. The docking bay of Nexus Prime was bigger than any stadium on Earth. Lysa walked down the ship's ramp, trying not to stare at everything around her. Hundreds of different aliens moved about their business. Ships of all shapes and sizes landed and departed. The air itself seemed to shimmer with advanced technology. Stay close, Zixtar advised. Nexus Prime can be overwhelming for newcomers. They entered a transport pod that floated without wheels or tracks. As it moved through the station, Lysa pressed her face to the window like a child. Buildings rose in impossible spirals. Gardens floated in midair. In one area, she saw aliens swimming through what looked like floating bubbles of water. The council chambers are in the central sphere, Velnox explained. That's where the formal meetings happen. Each member species has its own section of the station. The pod stopped at a tall building made of something that looked like living metal. These will be humanity's quarters during your probation, Kretok said. Once you achieve full membership, you'll be assigned a permanent section. Inside, Lysa met Senator Maya Patel, who had arrived earlier with the advance team. Maya looked tired but excited. Lysa, you have to see the assembly hall. It's incredible. They took another pod to the center of Nexus Prime. The council chambers were a massive sphere with no visible support. Inside, seats were arranged in circles, rising up like an ancient amphitheater. Each section was modified for different species, some filled with water, others with different atmospheres, some with perches instead of chairs. In the center sat a raised platform with 5 elaborate thrones. An ancient being was already there, looking like a mix of machine and organic life. High Counselor Thexmar, Zixtar whispered, one of the Eternal Five. They've led the council for over 10,000 years. Thexmar's voice filled the chamber without any visible speaker system. Welcome, Ambassador Morgan of Earth. Approach. Lysa walked to the center, feeling very small. The ancient being studied her with eyes that glowed softly. Your species is young, Thexmar said. You've had spaceflight for less than 300 years, yet you've come far. Tell me, what does humanity offer the galaxy? Lysa had prepared for this question. We offer perspective, High Counselor. We see problems differently because we think differently. We offer resilience. We adapt quickly to new challenges. And we offer bridge building. Among our own kind, we've learned to unite different cultures and beliefs. And what of your violent nature? Your wars? Your weapons? We don't hide from our past, Lysa answered. We've made terrible mistakes, but we've learned from them. Our violence taught us the value of peace. Our divisions taught us the strength of unity. Other council members began entering the chamber. Lysa saw the reptilian beings from the ship, still watching her with distrust. But she also saw curious faces, interested ones. A small furry ambassador stepped forward. I am Yundel of the Softpaw Coalition. My people are pacifists. We fear warrior species. Why should we not fear you? Before Lysa could answer, alarm suddenly rang through the chamber. The lights changed to red. Thexmar's eyes blazed brighter. Pirates, the High Counselor announced. They attack a cargo convoy near the Nexus. Council security forces are responding. On a huge display, Lysa watched ships firing at each other. The pirates were winning. Council forces seemed hesitant, uncoordinated. Why aren't they fighting back properly? Lysa asked without thinking. General Throg answered. Council forces are mixed units. Different species, different tactics. They don't work well together in combat. Lysa studied the battle. She saw the problem immediately. They're not communicating. The Vorthan ships are trying to flank, but the Ursari don't see it. The Medusari are holding back when they should press forward. And you would do differently? Thexmar asked. On Earth, we learned to coordinate different fighting styles. Let me help. The chamber fell silent. All eyes turned to the High Counselor. Show us, Thexmar commanded. Lysa stepped up to the tactical display, her mind racing. The battle was going badly. Council forces were scattered, each species fighting in its own way. The pirates moved as one unit, taking advantage of the confusion. "May I?" she asked Thexmark. The High Counselor gestured for her to proceed. Lissa touched the display, bringing up communication channels. "All Council forces, this is Ambassador Morgan. I'm establishing a unified command structure. Ursari heavy ships form the center line. Vorthan fighters take the flanks. Medusari support vessels stay behind the main force." "Who authorized this?" an angry voice demanded. It was Commander Krextor of the Reptilian Sarkani. "I did," Thexmar said calmly. "Continue, Ambassador." Lisa drew on years of studying military history. She played countless strategy games as a child, never thinking they'd matter in real life. Now those skills might save lives. "Grakmar vessels, your shields are strongest. Take point position. Zithian ships, your sensors are best. Feed targeting data to all units." Slowly, the Council forces began to move as one. The pirates, suddenly facing organized resistance, faltered. "Soft paw medical ships, prepare for rescue operations. Ursari Marines, ready boarding parties. We take their command ship." General Throg's voice boomed through the comm. "Human, you think like a warrior. Ursari forces standing by." The battle turned. Working together, the different species complemented each other perfectly. Strong shields protected vulnerable ships. Fast fighters covered slow bombers. In 20 minutes, it was over. The pirates surrendered. The chamber erupted in discussion. Some voices were impressed, others worried. "She turned our weakness into strength," Yundel said softly. "She thinks too quickly of violence," Krextor countered. "This proves humans are dangerous." Thexmar raised a hand for silence. "The formal tests begin now. Ambassador Morgan, you face 3 trials. Diplomatic, technological, and ethical. Do you accept?" Lisa nodded. "I accept." The first test began immediately. 3 species were brought forward, locked in an ancient dispute over mining rights to an asteroid. "The Kelthani found it first," one argued. "The Draxi claimed it legally," another said. "The Vator need its resources to save their dying world," the third pleaded. Lisa listened carefully to each side. In her mind, she weighed justice against mercy, law against need. Then she proposed something unexpected. "Share it. The Kelthani provide the technology. The Draxi manage the legal framework. The Vator get the first resources for their emergency. After that, split everything 3 ways." The solution was so simple that no one had thought of it. The 3 species looked at each other, then slowly nodded. The technological test came next. Lisa was given broken alien machinery and asked to fix it with only basic tools. She studied the device, not understanding its purpose but recognizing patterns. "It's like a puzzle," she muttered. On Earth, she'd fixed her grandmother's old radio once. This wasn't so different. Find what's broken. Figure out what it should do. Make connections. 2 hours later, the machine hummed to life. The evaluators seemed surprised. "Most species take days to understand our technology," one said. The ethical test was hardest. A simulation showed a planet with 2 species. One was dying from a disease. The cure would kill the other species. What should be done? Lisa closed her eyes, thinking hard. No perfect answer existed. Someone would suffer no matter what. "Find a third option," she finally said. "Use the time you have to research alternatives. If none exist, ask for volunteers from the healthy species. Some might sacrifice themselves willingly, but never force the choice on anyone." The tests ended. The council members gathered to discuss. Lissa waited outside, exhausted but hopeful. Senator Patel sat beside her. "You did well," Maya said. "Whatever happens, Earth is proud." Hours passed. Finally, Zixtar appeared. "They're ready. The council will hear final arguments before the vote." Lisa stood, straightening her uniform. This was it. Humanity's future in the galaxy hung in the balance. She walked back into the chamber, ready to make the case for her entire species. Late at night, Lisa received an encrypted message on her personal device. "Meet me in the garden sector. Come alone. A friend." The message deleted itself immediately. Lisa hesitated. This could be a trap, but something in her gut told her to go. She left her quarters quietly and found the garden sector, a beautiful area with plants from dozens of worlds. "Thank you for coming." A small blue-skinned figure stepped from behind a flowering tree. It was Yundel, the pacifist ambassador. "Why the secrecy?" Lisa asked. "Because what I'm about to tell you could change everything. There's a group working against humanity's membership. They meet in secret. They plan to sabotage your chances." Lisa felt her heart sink. Who leads them? Ambassador Krextor of the Sarkani, also the Vectari and the Morgul. They fear what humans might become. Your rapid advancement scares them. But why tell me this? Your people are pacifists. Why get involved? Yundel's large eyes grew sad. "Because I've studied your history. Yes, you have wars. But you also have Mozart, Shakespeare, Mother Teresa. You create beauty while carrying the capacity for destruction. That balance might save us all." The small alien handed Lisa a data chip. "This contains their meeting times and locations. Be careful. They're watching you." Over the next days, Lisa gathered evidence carefully. Dr. Amy Foster, the mission's intelligence analyst, helped decode the data. What they found was disturbing. "They're not just voting against us," Amy reported. "They're actively working to make us fail. They've been feeding false information to neutral species, exaggerating our violent history." "What about our allies?" Lisa asked. "Growing. The Ursari respect our military knowledge. The Medusari are fascinated by our biology. The Zithians appreciate our adaptability. But it might not be enough." Lisa decided to confront the opposition directly. She arranged a meeting with Krextor in a neutral location. The reptilian ambassador arrived with 2 guards, his scales shifting colors with emotion. "You requested this meeting, human. Speak." "I know about your group," Lisa said calmly. "I know you're working against us. I want to know why." Krextor hissed, showing sharp teeth. "Your species is a virus. You spread, you consume, you destroy. On your own planet, you drove thousands of species to extinction. What will you do to the galaxy?" "We've changed," Lisa insisted. "We've learned from our mistakes." "Have you? Your weapons grow more powerful. Your population expands. Your corporations seek profit above all else. You are chaos incarnate." Lisa took a deep breath. "You're right about our past. But you're wrong about our future. We choose to be better." "Prove it," Krextor challenged. "Show the Council you can control your nature." That night, Lisa couldn't sleep. She walked to an observation deck and found herself not alone. High Counselor Thexmar stood there, ancient eyes watching the stars. "Troubled thoughts, Ambassador. The Sarkani believe we're dangerous. Maybe they're right. How do we prove we've changed?" Thexmar was quiet for a long moment. "Every species faces this choice. The Sarkani themselves once conquered half the galaxy. They remember their shame. They see themselves in you. How did they change? They were stopped, defeated, forced to face their nature. Humans are unique. You're trying to change by choice, not force. That's unprecedented. Will it be enough? That remains to be seen. The vote approaches. But remember this, the galaxy needs balance. Too much peace leads to stagnation. Too much war leads to destruction. Perhaps humans can be the balance point." Lisa found hope in those words. The next morning, she met with her team to prepare for the final debate. The opposition would be fierce, but she had truth on her side. "We don't hide from what we are," she told her team. "We acknowledge our flaws and show our growth. That's our strength." Senator Patel nodded. "The vote is in 2 days. Several species remain undecided. We need to win them over. Lisa looked around at her team. Humans working together for humanity's future. Then let's show them who we really are. Not perfect beings, but ones willing to learn and grow. The Grand Assembly Hall filled with representatives from all 47 member species. Lisa stood at the speaker's platform, looking up at thousands of alien faces, some washed with curiosity, others with hostility. In the center, the 5 Primarchs sat in their ancient thrones. High Counselor Thexmar spoke first. Today we decide humanity's fate in our community. Ambassador Morgan, present your final case. Lisa stepped forward. Her voice was clear and strong. Members of the council, I won't pretend humanity is perfect. We have scars. We have made terrible mistakes. But our greatest strength is our ability to learn from those mistakes. She activated the holographic display. Images from Earth's history appeared, wars and destruction, but also hospitals, schools, and United Nations working together. Yes, we have fought wars. But each war taught us the value of peace. Yes, we have polluted our planet, but that taught us to protect it. We are not defined by our failures, but by how we rise from them. Krextor interrupted. Pretty words, human. But your nuclear weapons still exist. Your armies still train. You prepare for war even now. We prepare for defense, Lisa corrected. As many of you do. The Ursari maintain the largest fleet in the galaxy. The Vorthan have warrior traditions spanning millennia. Why is human preparation different? Because you're young, another voice called out. Unstable, unpredictable. Lisa nodded. We are young, but youth brings fresh perspectives. In the battle against the pirates, our unpredictable thinking saved lives. Our instability led to innovation. She changed the display. It now showed humans working alongside other species in the past days. Look at what we've achieved already. Dr. Chen helped the Medusari understand a genetic puzzle they've studied for decades. Lieutenant Martinez trained with Ursari warriors and taught them new tactics. We don't just take, we give. What of your corporations? A mechanical voice asked. They exploit resources, destroy environments. We're changing that too, Lisa replied. Earth now has strict laws about corporate responsibility. We've learned that profit without conscience leads to disaster. The debate continued for hours. For every accusation, Lisa had an answer. For every fear, she offered hope. But she could see the doubt in many eyes. Then Yundel stood. The small pacifist's voice was soft but carried through the chamber. I wish to speak. The floor recognizes Ambassador Yundel, Thexmar announced. My people fear violence above all else. When humans arrived, I was terrified. Their history is soaked in blood. Yundel paused. But I have watched them. I have seen their soldiers cry over fallen enemies. I have seen their generals choose mercy over victory. They carry violence within them, yes, but they choose peace. Others began to speak. General Throg stood. The humans fought beside us against the pirates. They could have let us fail and looked stronger by comparison. Instead, they helped us succeed together. This is honor. A crystalline being chimed in. Their scientists share knowledge freely. No demands for payment or power. Only curiosity and joy in discovery. But Krextor wasn't finished. They will charm you now. But when they're strong, when their fleets match ours, what then? Lisa faced him directly. Then you'll have the allies you trained, the partners you trusted, the friends who stood with you. She looked around the chamber. We don't seek to rule. We seek to belong. President Elena Rodriguez appeared on screen from Earth. Members of the Council, Earth stands ready to sign any treaty, accept any monitoring, undergo any test. We want to earn your trust, not demand it. The Primarchs conferred among themselves, ancient minds weighing humanity's fate. Finally, Thexmar spoke. The debate ends. We call for the vote. Full membership requires 2/3 majority. Voting begins now. Lights began to appear across the chamber. Green for yes, red for no. Lisa watched, her heart pounding. Green lights spread, but so did red. It would be close. Everything humanity hoped for hung in this moment. The voting lights continued to appear across the vast chamber. Green for yes, red for no. Lisa counted silently, her hands clasped tightly behind her back. 30 species had voted, 18 green, 12 red. They needed 32 green lights to win. More lights appeared. The Medusari voted green. The Vorthan, surprisingly, also green. But the Morgul and 3 others chose red. The count stood at 26 green, 17 red. 4 species remained. The Kelthani delegation whispered among themselves before their light turned green. 27. The Soft Paw Coalition, led by Dundle, glowed green. 28. Lysa's heart raced. They needed 4 more green votes, but only 2 species remained. The Grakmar, the ancient warrior race, sat in silence. Their representatives stood. Humans fight with honor. They protect the weak. They are warriors who choose peace. Their light turned green. 29. Only the Sarkani remained. Krextor stood slowly, his scales dark with emotion. The entire chamber held its breath. I fear humanity, he said. I fear their potential for destruction. But, he paused, looking directly at Lisa, I fear more a galaxy that rejects those willing to change. Green. 30. Still not enough. But wait, Lisa had miscounted. The Eternal 5 had not yet voted. As the most ancient members, their votes carried special weight. Each Primarch vote counted as 2. The 5 ancient beings conferred. Thexmar spoke for them all. Humanity represents something new. Evolution by choice rather than force. Growth through understanding rather than conquest. The Eternal 5 vote. Green. The chamber erupted. 32 green lights now shone. Humanity had won by the narrowest margin possible. Exactly 2/3. Lisa felt her legs weaken with relief. Maya Patel rushed to support her. Around them, humans and aliens celebrated or discussed the momentous decision. Order. Thexmar commanded. The chamber quieted. Earth is granted probationary membership in the Galactic Council. The terms are as follows. Share your medical knowledge freely. Limit weapons development to defensive systems. Accept monitoring teams. Full membership review in 50 Earth years. Lisa stepped forward. We accept all terms. Earth thanks the Council for this opportunity. A section of the chamber began to transform. Seats arranged themselves in the human configuration. A place at the table, at last. Take your seat, Ambassador Morgan, Thexmar said. Represent your people well. Lisa walked to humanity's new position. As she sat, the weight of responsibility settled on her shoulders. She thought of all the humans watching from Earth, of all the hopes and dreams resting on this moment. Her communication device activated. Messages poured in from Earth. The President, world leaders, ordinary citizens, all celebrating this new chapter in human history. 3 months later, Lisa stood in the observation deck of Nexus Prime. Captain Maria Santos joined her, recently arrived with the first human diplomatic team. How does it feel? Maria asked. Being our voice among the stars. Terrifying and wonderful, Lisa admitted. We have so much to learn. But we're not alone anymore. Through the window, they watched human ships arriving. Not warships, but medical vessels, research ships, cultural exchange transports. Humanity's gifts to the galaxy. Krextor approached them. The Sarkani scales were now lighter, less aggressive in color. I was wrong about your species, he said. You proved that change is possible. We're still the same humans, Lisa replied. We just choose to be our better selves. Perhaps that's the most important trait of all, Krextor mused. The power to choose who you become. As Lisa watched the stars, she thought about humanity's journey, from cave dwellers to space travelers, from warring tribes to united Earth, from isolation to membership in a galactic community. The real work was just beginning. There would be challenges, misunderstandings, probably conflicts, but humanity had earned its seat at the table. Now they would help write the next chapter of galactic civilization. On Earth, children looked up at the stars with new wonder. Somewhere out there, humans sat beside aliens, working together for a better universe. The dream of centuries had become reality. Humanity was no longer alone, and the galaxy would never be the same.